because I always forget about this. I'm recording this as a live stream, but it's also going to be on YouTube videos and it'll be on a YouTube podcast. You know the drill if you've been subscribed for a while. Yeah, sorry that I was a couple of minutes late. Uh, Basically, I got so into the Rhea Ripley and Oscar match, and I was sat there really enjoying this, and suddenly I looked over and went, ah, my live stream started a minute ago. So then all of a sudden, because I've made notes on my laptop for a change, I suddenly realised that was about to die as well. So I had to go and get the cable to plug it in and make sure it was working. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, your boy is pretty useless. Yeah, but at least I've made this live stream after one or two slight misfires in recent weeks, shall we say. So that's three in a bounce that I've made, so I'm very pleased with that. Anyway, Monday Night Raw. Do you know I really enjoyed it? I actually thought that was really, really good, to be honest. Um, there were a couple of misfires here and there, but generally it was that I thought the show went by in a flash, to be honest. I thought it was really, really good. Very engaging. There was quite a bit that I was actually interested in for once, because like the last sort of month's worth of Raw and a little bit of SmackDown I haven't really been feeling, if I'm being completely honest. They've started off well, Raw and SmackDown, and then they've ended kind of well, but the middle bit has been, well, I mean, I don't say garbage because that's rude, but yeah, we'll go with garbage, basically. They haven't been good for a good 2 or 3 weeks now, so that, fair play. I actually really, really enjoyed it. So I'm going to try and do this without notes for a change, but I've got it all set up because your boy can never remember everything, to be honest. Also, I just want to do a shout out to Denise Salcedo. Um, you guys will probably know who Denise is. She's got her own like wrestling like live streams and stuff that she does. And she's like one of my favourite YouTubers. Really, really enjoy her work. And she actually mentioned me 3 times. I'm absolutely honoured. She was asking me like this. Well, she wasn't asking me, but like there was some sort of comment that one of her subscribers put something on the lines of um, talking about wrestling husbands. So I just put wrestling wives. And I put my wrestling wife is probably Rhea Ripley, and Denise actually mentioned me on the show, and she said, "Who's your original wrestling wife?" And I said Stacy Keibler, but then I sort of said, but then I got a bit bored of her. She laughed at that as well. So yeah, shout out to Denise Salcedo. Like honestly, I watch all my wrestling through her. She's really really cool. So yeah, yeah. Shout out to Denise. Not that she'll ever know who I am, but still, never mind. But yeah, Raw started off with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. It was quite a good promo actually. They didn't go the way that I thought they'd go. So they kind of referenced Seth and Cody's history when Seth was like a babyface, and I didn't think they'd go that way at all, to be honest. Speaking of Denise, I'm just going to try and put her on in the background if I can find her. Yes, they kind of talked about Seth's history with Cody in that obviously that he's beat him 3 times now. Cody's not got Seth hadn't got a victory over him, and then he talks about the time that he helped him win the WWE title at WrestleMania. That he was his first opponent back in WWE after coming back from AEW, and they kind of leaned into all the history, which I was very very surprised about, to be honest. And then you think that basically the Vision, who were out there. Also, that was really weird. I don't know if anyone noticed. The Vision came out at the start of the show. You know, when everyone's walking in, and they say this wrestler's arrived, that wrestler's arrived, blah 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 blah. They showed Bex coming in with the Vision, but then she wasn't there at ringside. Now I don't know if because it is like ridiculously early, ridiculously late in the UK. And maybe I've seen things and maybe she was out there. I don't know, but I did not see Bex come out to the ring. And I've kind of had this bit of an issue with the Vision. They keep splitting them up, so they keep having the Bronze on their own. Sometimes Heyman's on his own. He's got that little side deal with Lesnar. Then Bex will come out on her own. I'd like them to have that faction more together. That was my remote control, by the way. Yeah, I'd kind of just like to have them all together, to be honest. Oh, let me just turn this down. I don't want to get told off for putting on else someone's live stream. But yeah, it was a really good promo segment. Really enjoyed it. I like the way that Cody's being cheered a bit more because I don't know, the last few weeks and months it's kind of like people are rushing to get into the Homelander stage and get him to turn heel, and it's like, guys, look, just calm down with this, you know what I mean? So that was cool. Then after that we had the War Raiders and Penta versus the New Day, including Grayson Waller. How do I put this diplomatically? I enjoy Penta. The rest of them not so much. So I really, I mean, they're all competent wrestlers, don't get me wrong, but they're just not my cup of tea at all, to be completely honest. So, like I said, I'd like Penta to get back into like maybe the Intercontinental scene or something like that. I don't think they need to be putting in with the War Raiders. Again, no disrespect, but they are lower carders, in my opinion. Same thing with the New Day, and I don't think Penta needs to be associated with that sort of thing. I know that's a bit harsh, but none of them are my cup of tea. I mean, I think Grayson Waller maybe could go on to do something, but he desperately needs some sort of gimmick or something to sink his teeth into. Being a lackey for the New Day is not helping him, to be quite honest. So, the match was what it was, and yeah, didn't really enjoy that, to be honest. There was a backstage after that where Dominic Mysterio was basically begging Judgment Day for help because Rusev was like coming after him at the start of the show, demanding like a intercontinental match with him, which he got later on the night actually. Oh, let me just have a look. Gone Fishing with Paxton. Hi Paxton, you alright? How you doing? Yeah, that was a bit weird, to be honest. Then there was a segment with Bayley and Lyra where Bayley wasn't insane Bayley, she was like Hugger Bayley, and then she convinced Lyra to be in her corner because she was going to face Roxanne Perez. And Lyra's like proper like, what is going on? You called me an idiot last week, and Bayley's like, I didn't call you an idiot, blah blah blah, because obviously she's doing her schizophrenia, whatever it is, angle. When she's got Hugger Bayley, she's got Ding Dong Bayley, and she's got Current Bayley, all fighting for control of the mind. I am actually quite enjoying it. I'm just really pleased they've given Bayley like something to sink her teeth into, because honestly, she is so good, Bayley, and I do feel sorry that she's always looked at like the poor four horse woman out of the four horsewomen. Bloody hell, that's easy for me to say. There was a random thing, you know when they do the backstages, when so Netflix, when it goes on to well, it's got the 3-minute commercial break, and then I don't know if it's different in other parts of the world, but in the UK we get to see it. And Byron Saxton was having an interview with Paul Heyman, and he came out and asked him, what's going on with you and Brock Lesnar? And Heyman just shut down the question straight away. He was just like, Seth Rollins will beat Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel, yada yada yada. Yeah, not having that. Thank you. Wow. Charming. Yeah, we'll ignore that gentleman. Yeah, so it's quite interesting that we don't know what the Heyman situation is with Brock. I mean, I wouldn't have thought he's going to be going into the Vision anytime soon. But yeah, I mean, maybe he could do. I don't know, but I just don't think that would be a good fit, really. So it's quite cool how they're keeping that angle going. I mean, maybe that's going to provide some tension with him and Seth, but it seems a bit too early to be breaking them up. I just think they'll do the thing where Brock comes back for sporadic appearances, Heyman's with him, and it'll be like when Heyman was managing Brock and CM Punk at the same time. So yeah. After that, we had the interview with Stephanie Vaquia, which I wasn't really feeling that. I get why she needed help from Adam Pearce because English is not her first language, but I heard Steph the other day on Chris Van Vliet's show, and she speaks perfectly good English in my opinion. I mean, it's not perfect, obviously, but I just didn't really know why Adam Pearce needed to be in the ring with it. It's only a minor complaint, so obviously I don't mind Adam Pearce at all, but it was a bit, I don't know, it just seemed a bit unnecessary, to be honest. Also, as well, the issue that I had was when they went to a backstage and Vikir's just coming back, and then you've got Nikki Bella, Io, and Rhea Ripley wishing her congratulations. I was kind of like, could Rhea not have come out and maybe spoke to Stephanie Vikir, like just for a minute or something like that, or shook her hand and just grabbed the mic and said, "I'll be waiting when you're ready," kind of thing. It just seemed a bit odd to do it backstage, but I am just splitting hairs with that one. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes now because I've definitely forgot where I was. Oh yeah, so basically at Crown Jewel, which by the way, if you're going to watch Crown Jewel, UK, I've just looked and it starts at midday as far as I'm aware. Now normally I'd be jumping up and down going, yay, I get to watch wrestling in the middle of the afternoon, brilliant, nice one. Except it's a member of my family's birthday on that day, so I will be in the West Midlands and I will not be seeing Crown Jewel. So, bit of an announcement: I will not be able to cover it sadly live. Um, there might be a way I can possibly sneak out for 20 minutes, maybe, if it is possible, but it's probably not going to be cool with me doing a live stream and then someone finds out, basically. So, yeah. Yeah, so anyway, so Crown Jewel, it's going to be, let me just have a look, Stephanie Vikir, probably most likely versus Tiff Stratton, because then they announced there's going to be Tiffy Stratton versus Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, again? Seriously? Like, do we have to have that? I mean, I literally just saw that event in Leeds because I went to WWE's Leeds about a month ago. Quick plug: all the highlights from WWE Leeds are on my playlist. Geek Boy Does Wrestling. Cool, nice one. But yeah, like literally, they just did that event a month ago in my city, and I'm like, those three seem to have been together for ages, and I'm like, I think they need to move Stratton on at some point. So it's more than likely to be Tiffy Stratton versus Stephanie Vikir. I mean, there's no way Nia Jax wins, and there's no way Jade Cargill. Jade's more likely, but I just can't see it, to be completely honest. And we've also got Cody, excuse me, obviously Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. I would imagine with what's happened tonight, it's probably going to be the Kabuki Warriors versus Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. I'll get onto that in a minute, but I would have thought they'll probably want that in Australia, bearing in mind that Rhea Ripley is obviously from Australia, and you would have thought the Kabuki Warriors could probably like eat a loss, unless of course something else happens that I'm going to predict in a while. So just bear with me on that one. Then we had Role Model Bailey or Hug Bailey against Roxanne Perez. By the way, I really enjoyed that match. It was really, really good. Shout out to both women. They were like absolutely superb. I've been saying this for the last few weeks, and I feel really bad that she keeps eating these losses, but I have to say Roxanne Perez is brilliant at the minute. She is absolutely on fire. I think she's probably one of the best wrestlers in the world at the minute. Just her performances and the way she works such a technical style. Honestly, she's really, really good. So I really enjoy Roxanne Perez. So I hope they're going to start giving her a few wins at some point. I get that she's a heel, it doesn't really matter, and she's in a tag, but I think Roxanne Perez is definitely going places. My only thing with her is, please stop calling that finisher Pop Rocks, because I mean, it's just awful. I'm sorry, it's just really, it's a really bad name for a finisher. That's my only complaint with her, but yeah, no, the match was absolutely fantastic. So Roxanne, if I'm remembering this rightly, ends up, it's either Roxanne or Raquel ends up knocking into Bailey. Lyra runs out to try and help her, Bayley completely loses the plot and ends up battering Roxanne Perez. Gives the Bayley's belly, also gives her a stiff knee, and basically gives her like a open palm forehand or something like that. And then she ends up beating Roxanne, and afterwards Lyra's gone in to celebrate with her, and she turns back into like demented heel Bayley, because Lyra's tried to give her a hug, and she's like, "What are you doing? Blah blah blah. This is your fault. I won that match, not you." So Lyra's like totally like, "What is going on?" I actually think it's working really well. I just don't know where they're going to go with this with Bayley. I mean, let the storyline breathe for a while, and I am really interested in it, but I really hope this is going to lead to Bayley getting a title of some description, hopefully. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm enjoying the angle, to be fair. Then it was JD McDonough versus Rusev. Do you know what, actually, again, shout out to both lads. I wasn't expecting to enjoy that match at all. But it was really, really good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see more of JD, because he was really, really good in this match. But in the end, Rusev wins because there was some shenanigans with him and Dom Mysterio. Dom came out, and obviously Dom was the one who got JD booked in the match. And how did Rusev win? Oh yeah, so he hit the accolade and the super kick that he does, and Dom sort of gets on the ring side, but then looks at JD in the accolade and looks and goes, "Ugh, I'm not sure about that," and then doesn't help JD McDonough. Finn Balor comes out, like, basically stomps Rusev, throws him out the ring, gets JD McDonough, but he's going mental with Dom Mysterio, like, "What are you doing?" So I think that Judgment Day split is getting very, 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 very close. I've been saying for a while that Balor is too good to waste in a group like that, and I just hope they bring back actual Finn Balor from a few years ago. Maybe with the Demon, maybe they're turning back to Prince Devitt or something like that. But I would like to see Finn Balor turn back into a face, personally, for me. He's a really good heel, but I think you can keep the Judgment Day around, but I think basically they need like a new figurehead. So they either need. I mean, this is the thing I thought about Judgment Day. If you think about the characters that have actually been in it, I mean, how are you, Seth? You alright? How you doing? Um, I I mean, they could have like one of the most amazing factions, because I mean, obviously they've got Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest, who have left. Obviously, Carlito's in it, but he's been fired. Obviously, you have Edge, but he's now Adam Copeland in AEW. So, but then again, I mean, how long is Adam Copeland going to be in AEW? I don't know. I don't know how long his contract status is. Maybe he can come back to the Judgment Day at some point. I don't know, but I'm sure they've had another member. Oh yeah, of course, Liv Morgan as well. So I mean, there's a hell of a roster of talent there. I mean, if they could get them all back one day, I mean, I don't know how feasible that is, to be honest, but I would actually like to see Damian Priest rejoin the Judgment Day, because he desperately needs to be doing something. It's what's happened to him since he left Monday Night Raw has just been a catastrophe, basically. Excuse me, for him. So, yeah, maybe there's something to do with that, but who knows? But I think eventually it's going to end up being Dom Mysterio versus Finn Balor. After that, there was a segment with, so we had Jimmy Uso talking to Jey Uso, and there's a bit of tension between them because of the LA Knight thing, and obviously they were having a match tonight. And Jimmy Uso ended up meeting Cody Rhodes, and he said, "Cody, could you go and have a word with Jey Uso?" And Cody said, "Sure, yeah, not a problem," because he was still there after the promo was set. So just after the Rusev thing, Cody Rhodes ends up meeting Jey Uso. And he's like, "Jay, how you doing?" All this, that, and the other. And very, very subtly, if you look, I mean, the second one wasn't too subtle, but there was twice where Jey Uso looks at Cody, then looks at his belt, and it was only for like a split second. But I'm just like, ah. He was also wearing black the whole night, and his hair colours changed as well. And it's like, you couldn't make it more obvious he's going to turn heel. Like, I mean, I don't know if he's going to end up fighting Cody for the belt. I mean, maybe Cody needs another feud. I mean, to be honest, I don't know if I want to see heel Jey Uso. To be honest, I mean, maybe they could do something with him and Roman. Maybe they get back together and they turn Roman heel. Look, I don't know, to be honest, but I'm just like, I don't know if I'm feeling Jey Uso as a heel. I mean, he can do it because obviously he was really good in the bloodline and everything, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that. Then we had LA Knight backstage. He was being interviewed with Jackie Robinson. There was a bit with Io, Kyrie, and Rusev. Oscar. They were on loads tonight. Actually, there must have been about 3 or 4 different segments backstage before they even got to the main event. During one of them, basically, Rhea Ripley lost her temper with Oscar and like called her out for like the main event on Monday Night Raw. I mean, as you do. I mean, in real life, one would have thought you would have already planned for a main event, but Rhea Ripley and Oscar just decided, yeah, we'll just headline Monday Night Raw with like 20 minutes notice, as you do. So, look, it's wrestling. That's what happens. The LA Knight, so we're coming towards the end now. LA Knight versus Jey Uso, fantastic match. Really enjoyed it. Proper fight, blunt, to the point. Both men can't stand each other. There's an absolutely massive brawl in the ring. Hard hitting, very, very good, very entertaining. Yes, a shout out to both guys for that. That ended, but the Bronze interfered. LA Knight basically clean house, kicks out Bronson, but then he ate a spear from Jey Uso, and Jey Uso went over. Jimmy then comes out, and the Bronze are attacking LA Knight, or about to attack him, and he's like, Jay, we've got to go and help, and Jay's just literally walked past and just gone for one. OMG, a Brit. I am a Brit, yes. I am half English and half Ghanaian. There you go. Yeah, I actually like the thing that they're doing with Jey Uso. I'm just not totally sure I'm feeling a Jey Uso heel turn, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, it was well done, but we'll have to see what they do with that. Who else we've got? Cheers, CH. Raju Mun. Sorry, I don't want to butcher your name, Raju. Raju Munshi. Where are you from? Are you a Scouser? I support the Scousers, but I'm not a Scouser. No, I'm actually. I live in Leeds in the UK, but I am a Liverpool fan. So yeah, there we go. Same. I've never seen a British stream. There's plenty of people that cover British wrestling. There's plenty of streams that are covered in Britain, mate. I mean, I just do mine as like a fan, basically. But there's loads and loads of ones. I think there's like Cultaholic and I don't know what the other one is, WrestleZone or something like that. Not WrestleZone, that's American. But there's plenty of people that do it with way better backgrounds than mine. Spared no expense, obviously. Raju again, saw your description, you support Liverpool FC. I do support Liverpool FC, I support the champions of England. We know who we are. Incidentally, by the way, as a bit of self-promotion, I also do live streams for Liverpool live reactions as well. If anyone are Liverpool fans, cool, nice one. Anyway, I'm just trying to see what else happened. There was one thing that I thought, it's not really funny, but I just found it funny with me having a wife, and I'll have to be careful how I phrase this in this day and age. There was a bit where Seth Rollins was backstage and Becky Lynch was in his ear, going on and on and on to him, and he basically only looked up the end when Becky had gone, and he was blatantly not listening to his wife, and he sort of looked and went, "What?" like that, and it just reminded, because my missus tells me off about that sort of thing, because like literally, maybe it's a bloke thing, I don't know. I mean, it's not that I ignore her purposely, but sometimes I'll be sat there and I'll be watching like the football or something like that, and then the missus will come along and go, "So what do you think?" And you have that reaction as a lad where you're like, yes, You just like, I've got no idea what she's actually talking about, so I just found that highly amusing, to be honest. Let me have a look. Da-da-da. Oh, hi, AR, how you doing, mate? You're alright. Oh, you've got your team pick. Let me have a look. I think that's roughly the same as mine, mate, actually. Um, yeah, I've got Philly. Just bear me a second. Got Philly. I've got Gomez. I've got Leone. I've got Robertson. I've actually gone for Bradley over Frimpong. Endo and Jones, I've gone for Trainioni over Verts, but I don't think he'll play Trainioni. Um, I've gone Rio Chiesa, but I've gone Jaden Dans. So I think we've got the same side, give or take two people. Raju, do you think Arsenal has a chance this year? I hope they don't have a chance this year. I'd like it just to be another cakewalk, ideally, to be honest. But yeah, I think they've got a chance. But funnily enough, I actually did my live stream earlier, Liverpool live stream, and I was talking about. Sorry, wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan, just bear me a second. I'll just answer this question. I'll go back to what I was doing. I said on my live stream, look, we've got Crystal Palace, which is a very, very difficult match coming up this weekend. To be honest, I know a lot of Liverpool fans would disagree with this. If I was offered a 1-1 draw right now, I'd consider shaking hands on it because Crystal Palace are really, really, they're really, really good. And going to Selhurst Park is not easy anymore. But the next day, it's Newcastle versus Arsenal. I based on that first half performance against Man City, I don't see Arsenal getting anything from St James's Park. I mean, they might get a draw. I just don't. I don't think they'll win, to be honest. And if Liverpool can beat Crystal Palace, you're talking it's not far off an 8-point lead. I mean, we've got a hard fixture list after that. So we've got Chelsea away, Man United's at home. Now, I know Man United are not Man United of old, but Liverpool versus Man United is Liverpool versus Man United. It's always going to be different. But other than that 7-0, it's always a grind. It's always an absolute pain in the arse, basically. Even when we've beaten 3 or 4-0, it's still proper stressful. So, I mean, if we came through that lot with 7 points, you're talking that would be 8 matches in just after the international break, and you're talking the league could be 8 or 10 points. Now, however, if Liverpool mess it all up, we could end up like 2 points behind. So you don't know at the end of the day, but I think Liverpool have got a chance of building a very healthy lead, Raju, to put it that way. Tunnel Vision. Hi, Tunnel Vision, you're alright. I stopped supporting Man U, man, then got my brain tight. Fair enough. Arsenal play with 4 centre backs and 3 central defence and anti-football. Look, AR, to be honest, like I was talking about this to a guy on one of my streams the other day, and there was someone having a go at Burnley. And look, I'm always one of these. I don't patronise people, and I don't tell them what they can and can't do. If Burnley want to play 11 men behind the ball against a team that's got Florian Wirtz and Sobbo and Mo Salah in it, I don't blame them at all entirely. It's up for Liverpool. At the end of the day, it's Liverpool's fault for taking so long to break Burnley down. And that's fine. That's what Liverpool have to do. That's what the players paid to do. What I would say is, I don't think, in my opinion, if I was an Arsenal fan, I wouldn't be best pleased with having Madueke, Eze, Gyökeres, who I don't care what anyone says, I think he's a very good striker. Personally, I think if you get that lad support, he will score 30 goals a season. Simple as that. Declan Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard. I mean, they had 3 of those on the bench at the weekend. You look at Arsenal's squad. I think Liverpool have got the best squad in the Premier League personally, but I don't think Arsenal's a million miles off it. And if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd just be looking and going, why are we doing this defensive thing for? Because, it's not worked previously. It's like when they got that draw against Man City. Not this season gone, but the previous one, they were all going, yay, we've got a 0-0 draw. And I was kind of looking, going, is that going to be enough? And it wasn't in the end, basically. So, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. So look at Tunnel, that's the one thing you don't want to support or also support. Absolutely. I want Verts and Isaac for game time. Yeah, fair play. I actually did say that AR. To be honest, I'd like Verts to get at least an hour, ideally. I mean, if obviously if Slot wants to take him off for rotation, I mean, I don't blame him at all. The Isaac thing, I don't know. To be honest, does he need to be playing against Southampton? Really? Um, I totally get what you mean. Totally get the point. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. To be honest, tunnel vision. No man, nearly broke my TV screen. Bloody T. Broke. Fair play. Fair play. Lol. Just think what I must have gone through being an Arsenal sport. Liverpool versus Southampton, Crystal Palace, Galatasaray, Chelsea, Man United. Yeah, those are our fixtures. Liverpool are winning by a hair all the games this season. Yeah, not good for those of us with heart attacks in the family. Yeah, you can play me. I have a fat skid. Win is a win. We'll get the results. That's important. Absolutely agreed. Yeah, just said Liverpool still needs games to settle. Yeah, no, I don't. To be honest, I don't think we played particularly well in. I mean, I kind of disagree with the Bournemouth one. I think Bournemouth for 60 minutes, I thought Liverpool were pretty decent, but I just thought Bournemouth played very well. In the match, I don't think it was a case of Liverpool being bad. I just thought Bournemouth had a spell for half an hour where they were absolutely excellent and we couldn't live with them. And if you look where Bournemouth are in a minute, I mean, they're no jokes. They are absolutely no mugs. I mean, I am very biased because I'm half Ghanaian, but Semenyo is one of the best players in the league, and he will do a very good job for a top four, top five side of a European club one day. As a Ghana fan, I can vouch for him. He is very, 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 very good. But yeah, why was I talking about Bournemouth for? I've got absolutely no. Sorry, it's very, very late in the UK. So it's my dream to come to London and watch a match in the Emirates. I've literally just been, Raju. Actually, I don't know if you were on the stream, um, but you may be on the stream. I don't know. If you're not, I've actually done a stadium tour of the Emirates. It's if you have a look at my playlist, it's Geek Boy Does Football. Christ almighty, you'd think I'd remember my own playlist after doing this for a couple of years. But yeah, it's somewhere in there, and I've been to loads of different football grounds. So I've been to Aston Villa, obviously Anfield, Derby, Leeds United, which is literally down the road from where I'm standing at the minute. Tottenham, which obviously you will not want to see that. Chelsea, I'm sure you won't want to see that. Uh, Birmingham City, but basically I've been to loads of different football stadiums, and Arsenal is on there if you want to have a look. Let's have a look. Respect to Ghana, Black Stars, Raju. That will cost you a fortune. It will cost you a fortune. Yeah, if you're ever up AR, just give us a look at it. Give us a look at. I mean, for obvious reasons, I can't declare where I actually live in Leeds for all that fairly obvious reasons. The same way that you won't be able to declare where you live for obvious reasons, because there are a lot of very, very strange people watching these things at times. So yes, but yeah, if you're ever up, give us a shout, lad. Right, let me have a look. I'm just going to go back to Raw for a minute. I think I'm nearly done with it, to be honest. There was this ridiculous bit with Stephanie McMahon where they were basically kissing her backside for like 5 minutes because she's been inducted to the Hall of Fame. Blah 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 blah. I don't need to see that, to be honest. Then we had this ridiculous promo segment for Los Americanos and El Grande Americano. For the wrestling fans still on the stream, I am sick and tired of hearing that storyline. I really am. It's look, I get it that it's American made dressing up as luchadors, and yes, it's very funny. We all know it's Ludwig Kaiser, but it's just like, dude, seriously, like enough is enough. Just reveal them because it's been going on for 6 or 7 months. So yeah, there was that. Then AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, which I think is meant to be at work because it's AJ Lee. I don't know if it's a thing that WWE are doing intentionally, putting them together. They then have demanded a match against Los Americanos, and we don't know who it's going to be out of the three of them. And then at the end, obviously, we had Rhea Ripley, and all I'll say is I'm so pleased that my wife was asleep because, yeah, it's Rhea Ripley. Yeah. Anyway, she wrestled Oscar. It was a absolutely superb match. Really, really enjoyed it. Um, Rhea went over in the end because Kairi Sane was not. Good grief. Oscar was asking Kairi Sane to basically hit Rhea. There was a miscommunication. Kairi ended up getting bumped out of the ring. Rhea rolled up Oscar in a small package and wins. And then Oscar basically green mists Rhea, so spits it right in her eyes, basically. Um, and yeah, um, then Kairi Sane basically starts assaulting Rhea. Io Sky comes out, and then you kind of think that Io Sky's going to turn on Rhea as well, but then Oscar ends up attacking Io Sky, and then it Raw went off the air with the Kabuki Warriors basically looking down at both of them. Blah 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 blah. It was really well done, but I think basically the whole reason they've been doing this storyline is so they can get Rhea Ripley to a point where what was I trying to say? Where Rhea basically can go over in Australia because obviously it's Crown Jewel, and I think that's on October the 11th. As far as yeah, it is October the 11th because that's my little bro's birthday. That's why I will not be covering it sadly. Like I said, guys, I will try um, keep this to yourselves, but I will try and sneak off on his birthday while he's drinking with his friends, and I will go and find a quiet corner and maybe do a live reaction. But I would say it's very unlikely, so I'll probably end up doing it on the Sunday night. To be fair, yeah. So basically, that was basically Raw. Like I said, I quite enjoyed the show actually this week. The last few ones have been absolute garbage, to be honest. So, if I was to give a grade, I'd probably say B plus. Actually, like I said, really enjoyed Monday Night Raw. Um, and yeah, I'll just tell you guys about what I've got cracking off next. Oh, sorry, let me read the comments. Sorry, I've literally been ignoring you guys. Yeah, at some point I will do, mate. Obviously, I can't put them on online, but just leave it with us. Yeah, because you've got to be obviously careful about telling people where you live and so on and so forth for obvious reasons. But yeah, leave it with us, mate. Uh, I'm still in India. Who is my favourite all-time wrestler? Stone Cold Steve Austin, without a shadow of a doubt. Reason being was I don't want to end this on a downer, and I've told this story plenty of times, but I lost my dad in 1997 when I was like 17 years old, however long ago it was. Um, and obviously I was rather upset about this, to say the very least. But there was one night, it was about 2 weeks after his funeral. I'm sat there like chugging beers and this, that, and the other, really down and depressed as obviously you would, as we all are when we lose someone. And I'm flicking the channels. And you're talking, it's this time of night, and it's like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Everyone's gone to sleep in the house. I'm sat there flicking the channels, and I end up putting WWF on, what was WWF at the time, and I'm watching, and there's this bloke who's drinking beer, putting middle fingers up, smashing people in the head with steel chairs. One of which is called Chainsaw Charlie. There's a throwback for you. Shout out to anyone knows who played Chainsaw Charlie, by the way. I'll be very, very pleased if you know who it is. Anyway, and Stone Cold basically stuns them. I think he ends up stunning Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, and Mick Foley as well. I can't quite remember, but that guy was Stone Cold Steve Austin, and at that point, I needed someone to get behind, and basically Stone Cold randomly, I don't know if it's a God thing or whatever. I mean, who knows? I don't know, but someone just put Stone Cold in my life basically, and literally I had someone that I could get behind and believe in. I know it sounds a bit corny, obviously, because we all know wrestling is predetermined, blah, 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 but I did need something at that point, and I will always appreciate Stone Cold Steve Austin for that. I mean, I won't go to the extent of he saved my life, but he got me through a very, very bad period. I'll just say that. So yeah, if Stone Cold Steve Austin happens to be watching this channel, which I'm fairly sure he won't be, shout out to Stone Cold. So yeah, that was a long-winded way of saying Stone Cold Steve Austin is my personal favourite wrestler. Now, who do I think is the best overall wrestler of all time? probably Shawn Michaels. So Stone Cold's my favourite, but Shawn Michaels will be my overall respect of wrestling favourite, if you see what I mean. So yeah, there we go. I talk about LFC and some YouTube channels. So do I. I literally, I go on the Anfield Rap. I go on Redmen, try and talk to them. Not talk to them, obviously, it goes without saying, but I leave comments and this, that, and the other. Cop TV. This is Anfield are quite good as well. So yeah, there's an American one actually called just started called the 12th Man. I think it's a Liverpool channel that's in America. I'm not totally sure, but those guys are quite good actually. I've watched them here and there as well. So yeah, Raju, do you? Let's have a look. Good to talk about LFC to people like you. City Centre can meet first time. Coffee. Yeah, I'm quite close with there. Like I said, yeah. Leave it with us, and I'll let you know. Again, obviously, I can't give details over videos for fairly obvious reasons. Because I don't think my missus will be hugely impressed if I accidentally did it and some randomer, not yourself, obviously, but someone came along and was looking at the house a bit strangely. So yeah, but yeah, leave it with us, mate. Leave us with it. Yeah, like I said, I'm quite close to the Merrion actually. Anyway, so yeah, sounds good, mate. Just leave it with us, though, pal. Yeah, I think that's it, folks. To be honest, like I said, Raw seemed to go by in an absolute flurry. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Again, I'm watching Denise Salcedo. By the way, I'm heading off in a couple of minutes. So if you want to carry on watching wrestling, this isn't a paid promotion or anything. Can I recommend Denise Salcedo's live streams that she does? Because she's so cool. She's like the best person that does this sort of thing, in my opinion. I mean, I'm garbage compared to that woman, basically. For a start off, she has a studio and can put graphics on, and your boy's still doing it on a phone until I can get my laptop and studio stuff together. So yeah. Anyway, just to let you guys know that coming up the rest of the week, because I've actually got a schedule now on my laptop. So Liverpool wise, like I said, I won't be able to do any sort of live reaction tomorrow because I'm not going to be. I'm not going to even know what the result is till about 12:30, 1 o'clock. So I'm going to an event tomorrow night with a member of my family, and there's no phones basically. So I will not know what's going on. So if we've lost Southampton, gone out the League Cup, I will be finding out about 1 o'clock in the morning, which I'm not hugely impressed with, but still. So what I'm going to do is I'll do a reaction show to the Southampton match probably Wednesday night. Excuse me. That'll be about 10:30, but I can't confirm that one at the moment, so just leave that with us. Wrestling wise, if any of you watch AEW, excuse me, again, good grief. If any of you watch AEW, I'm going to do an AEW live reaction show about 9:30 on the Thursday morning. So I'll be doing that. Friday's always Toy Shorts Friday on the channel. If you don't know what that is, basically, I'm a massive toy and collectibles fan. Yeah, I have got some water AR, but I usually have it next to me because I've usually got that Liverpool water bottle that you might have seen before. But when I put the live stream on, I was like, you've not bought your water in, have you? So yeah, there we go. But I'm definitely going to go and have some in about 2 minutes. Yeah, Toy Shorts Friday. The subscribers will know, and they'll probably think it's really weird. Like, why is this 46-year-old man putting like toy shorts up basically? Well, because I absolutely love them and I love toys and I love collectibles. So yeah, there you go. If you want to laugh at me, that's fine, but I have loads of toys and action figures upstairs, so no. So yeah, there'll be about 5 6 of them on Friday. I'll definitely be doing a live reaction to the Crystal Palace game probably about 6 o'clock, again due to family things. I need to get the bigger one back so that I can put the smaller one somewhere so that I can go upstairs. Yeah, so that'll be about 6 o'clock. Let me have a look. I'm 38 and you are 43, similar age. I wish I was 43. I've just turned 45, sadly. Unless I put something different in my bio, I don't know. Yeah, I wish I was 43. I still feel like I'm 23 now, to be honest. But so yeah, Crystal Palace. I'll definitely do a live reaction for that. I also do live reaction SmackDown shows, so that'll be hopefully about 11:30 on Saturday night. Um, which I did hit upon the idea the other day of doing that during match of the day, which would then be like a weird little watch along. So I might trial that possibly. I mean, it does sound like a terrible idea now. I've just said it out loud, but yeah, that's a possibility. And then I'll be doing Sunday. Hopefully, I'll have a bit of news and some like a trailer that comes out for Geekoween, which is my stupidly titled season of things that I'm doing for Halloween, basically. So I've said this before, but I'll be going to Whole Horror Con, um, Gothica at Leeds Kirkgate Market, which AR will know where that is. So I'll be live streaming that, and I'm going to Sheffield Comic Con, and I'm also going to Barnsley Comic Con as well. Oh, and at Horror Fest, they've got like a zombie death pit, so I'm definitely going to see that because I'm a massive horror fan. Also, I've got a playlist called Geek Boy Does Horror, so if you are horror inclined, please have a look if you want to go and see that. I'll be reviewing Predator Badlands because I have to do like a movie thing on the channel as well, and I'll be doing Leeds Light Night, which I think is the 24th and 25th. So basically, if you see a big fat bloke wandering around Leeds City Centre with a phone like this, basically it's me, basically. So yeah, that's all coming up. But I'll have like a little. I'm going to try and knock together a little bit of a trailer for it and make it a bit horror and stuff. I'm also toying with the idea of doing. I'm not sure about the practicality of doing this. Um, I'm toying with the idea, and I don't know how many of you are horror fans because I know there's a few horror fans that follow me now. I'm toying with the idea of doing a watch along for a horror film. Now, I'm not sure about the practicalities of this because obviously I can't be having the film on in the background because I would get sued and told off by YouTube for fairly obvious reasons. So I might be able to do it if I hook up. I think what I'd have to do is hook up a pair of headphones to my laptop, watch it through that, and then look at the comments as they go in. So yeah, I'm considering doing something like that. In fact, what I might do, because I put up a poll earlier, just before I go, if any of you want to answer this poll, you're more than welcome to, because I just saw the winners of, excuse me, I said a rude word there, the winner of the Ballon d'Or, I found out was Ousmane Dembele earlier. Um, those of you who know and speak to me know that I'm not short of an opinion or two, and yeah, I was not pleased with the outcome of the Ballon d'Or because I was just like, look, I'm sorry. I know obviously it's done a lot of them, mostly by French journalists and sort of European media-based organisations, and they are going to focus on the winners of the Champions League and so on and so forth, and blah blah blah. And they're going to give more prestige to the likes of Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid and Man City and so on and so forth. But I'm sorry, you can't tell me that last year that Mo Salah was not the best player in the world because I'm just not having it. He was. It's as simple as that. Mo Salah was the best player in the world for at least 5 to 6 months last year, and no one can tell me any different than that. It doesn't matter to me if it was Man Dembele. And you know, I'm going to go to Dembele. He's a fantastic footballer, and I do enjoy watching him. And he's one of the best players in the world. It's absolutely fine. He was not better than Mo Salah. I'm sorry, but I'm just not having that at all. And if it had been a Man United player, I would have said exactly the same thing. So if Bruno Fernandes, for some stupid reason, had played and say where Mo Salah, even though I don't like Bruno Fernandes, I would have said he's been the best player, and it's as simple as that. So I don't agree with the decision. I think it's absolutely ridiculous, personally. Um, but what I've done on the channel is I've got a little poll going at the minute. I don't know if anyone's even done it now, but I've put a poll of: do you think Mo Salah was the player of the year, Ousmane Dembele, um, Alisson Becker, or Virgil van Dijk? Basically, so it's the most biased poll you've ever seen. I couldn't find a graphic for Ousmane Dembele, so I put the horror character from Trick or Treat. Don't ask me why, I don't know. I think I was in a bit of a bad mood earlier. But yeah, if you want to go and do that, that's fine. That's cool. I have no idea why I was telling you that story either, to be honest. Sorry, I go on little mad tangents like this, to be honest. So yeah, there we go. Let's have a look here. I met Joel Perot in Leeds to congratulate him on their Leeds in Leeds. To congratulate him on the title. Oh, nice one, dude. Nice one. I go every year to Leeds like that. Do you know what? To be honest, my missus, my son, and my brother and my mum been asking me to go for years, and I don't know why. I was always just like, cause I'm not a crowd person. Like, it depends what sort of crowd. Like, if it's like they are, you'll know yourself going into Leeds City Centre. There are some strange gentlemen at times, at various times in that city centre, and I've heard some horror stories about people losing, having their phones confiscated from them, shall we say, during light night, and a lot of people going pickpocketing. And I was like, I'm not getting involved in that, to be honest. Um, Going to a football stadium like Liverpool, 65,000 people, doesn't bother me in the slightest. Going into the city centre of my own hometown when there's like maybe at best a couple of thousand people wandering around, that really does get on my nerves, kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit strange like that. So, um, but yeah, I actually went last year and I sat next to. I'm trying to think. So people who are watching this won't know what I'm on about, but where you've got the entrance to Leeds General Infirmary, so you've got Town Hall here, and then across the road you've got Clarendon wing of the LGI. There's a couple of little benches there, and basically I put like selfie stick and just basically watched it and took some shorts and stuff, and they've got like really good, not reviews, but they've got like loads of likes and quite a few subscribers. And I suddenly thought, huh, that's interesting. I was like, I wonder what would happen instead of some shorts if I just filmed it live and walked around Leeds for an hour. That's very interesting. So yeah, that's actually my plan. I'm actually just going to wander around Leeds with my camera, basically, because obviously the light night's all over the shop. You've got it at Leeds Town Hall. You've got it at the train stations where you used to have Majestic nightclub. Randomly they've got a little display where I really have gone off on tangent now. So where you've got Leeds train station, if you come down where the golf club used to be, the rock club, I forgot what it's called now. Underneath the arches, if you go past there, there's a co-op, and you walk around the corner, there's a massive Costa Coffee and like gyms and stuff. They've actually got like a mini light night there as well. So basically, I'm just going to walk all over the city centre because apparently they're just beamed onto buildings everywhere. So that could be quite interesting, wandering around Leeds City Centre when people are half cut. So yeah, yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be good. That'll be good. Go to Leeds West Indies Carnival every year too. I haven't been since. I couldn't even tell you. Couldn't even tell you. But it was talking 13, 14 years ago last time I went there. One of the times I went, it was. Yeah, I think it was the first year me and my missus went out, actually. We ended up going to. I don't know what happened that day because it kind of started and we ended up in nearly past. It ended up going past Jimmy's for some stupid reason. Started going, you know where Great Clothes used to be. My missus used to work there. Where you've got that dual carriageway. It ended up going up there for some stupid reason. I was like, what? Why are we going this way for? So I don't know, but yeah, no, I've not been for a long time. 10-year plus was Messi and Ronaldo show. Yeah, tell me about it, mate. Tell me about it. What also annoys me about that Ballon d'Or more than anything is it's based on Champions League wins. Right. Well, could someone explain to me why Virgil van Dijk finished second to Lionel Messi in that case, then? I mean, it's just literally the most. But they are so biased. I don't want to start doing woe is me. I'm a Liverpool fan, but like for awards and stuff like that, they're so unbelievably biased. I mean, They gave one to Rodri, who, to be fair, did deserve it, but he didn't win a Champions League. It's like, oh, well, but he won a European trophy with Spain. And it's like, well, yeah, but that year, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Real Madrid won the Champions League, did they not? Was it Real Madrid? I can't remember who it was now. Was it Real Madrid? Well, either way, whoever it was, Rodri got it over the Champions League winners. How does that work? That's ridiculous. So they just keep moving the criteria, but I think it's absolutely scandalous, personally. But look, there we go. Anyway, I hope, hope everyone's enjoyed my what started as a wrestling show and has ended up turning into a Liverpool and the Joys of Leeds show. But yeah, cool. It's always nice to speak to you guys. Just thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to your support. It's been great. I'll do the usual thing. If you want to like and subscribe, you're more than welcome to do so. If you don't, if you just want to sit and chat, not a problem at all. But yeah, it would help me out if you could. But if you don't want to, not a problem at all. Cheers, AR. Lovely to talk to you. Yeah, we will get something sorted out, lads, at some point. But like I said, I'm not doing it over thingy, so just leave it with us and we'll go from there at some point. Yeah, that's about it, folks. So I will see you next time. What day are we on? We're now on Tuesday morning, aren't we? Yeah, because it's like 4 o'clock in the morning here, so I need to go to bed actually. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Like I said, this will be on YouTube podcast and it'll be on a YouTube video hopefully later on tomorrow evening. The YouTube video for the Liverpool stream I did earlier has literally just finished processing, so I'm just going to put that on for you guys now. And yeah, I will be back on for reaction to the Southampton game on hopefully late Wednesday night, probably about 11 o'clock. So we'll have a late night chat. Cool, nice one. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed Raw. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you all on Wednesday night. Cheers. See you later.